We're back again, plumbing the unplumbed depths of the plumbing of the depths of the minds of players. I'm sure that makes sense in one language. I'm with Golden Nova today. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to probably my new favorite challenge in all of YuGiTube.
There is a second type of question I'm introducing in here that'll involve NR format.
Ooh.
Which I'm sure you're very familiar with. You gave me a couple archetypes that you like for this card quiz, so context on what this is. I am going to give you some pictures of cards that have been run through the Dueling Book editor. Some of them will be as printed, but most of them will have a subtle or not so subtle change to something on them. Everything except the image of the card and its name is liable to change. So the types, attributes, card text, stats, anything like that could be different. So Drinker Slayer, Deskbot, or Eldritch you can choose from here.
Ooh, that's let's start with something that I'm most confident for, so we can build up my hubris for later. Let's go with the Deskbots. Okay, so all the easy stuff hasn't been changed. It's 1, its level matches that, 500 attack, 500 defense. Gains attacking defense for each other machine monster. I believe the change here is that Deskbot 001 gains attack for each machine you control, not each other machine.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
And it is a good one because, yes, it does indeed count itself on its buff. We are 1 for 1 so far. Next up, we have another Deskbot card then, with Deskbot 3.
Normal or special summoned, you can special summon a Deskbot monster from your deck, except Deskbot 3. I believe the change here is that Deskbot 3's effect, its first effect triggers on normal summon. You can't, like, Pendulum summon 3 and then get a new Deskbot out of it.
And indeed, it is correct. Yes, this does not trigger on special summon. It would be absolutely insane if it didn't, given that it isn't even once per turn. Let's move on to the field spell, though.
That makes sense. Everyone who's Hulk donned knows 1 and 3, but does Deskbot base have anything funky here? Okay, a little memory is sparking in my brain that that sticks out, and I hope that I'm not phantom remembering this. I believe the revealing the Deskbots is not part of the effect, it is part of the cost. So if it gets revealed, you shuffle them in, and then your opponent MSTs it, you just lose the draws. I believe that's the change here.
You have created a phantom memory, I'm afraid.
Darn it!
It doesn't do cost. What's different here is it also shuffles the cards from your opponent's graveyard into their deck.
Okay.
Just resets their entire deck.
All gone.
And this is the big boss, Jet.
The big. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 10 level. Okay. Or you can target Deskbot cards you control and a face-up card on the field and destroy. Okay. All of that sounds good, and then we get to the part where it's target a face-up card on the field, and I'm like, oh, can it be any card? Ooh, boy. Okay, I love Deskbots, but some of their cards are a little janky, so I wouldn't put it past it for that to be required. I'm gonna say Deskbot Jet is unchanged.
So this card is actually worse than it reads here. You only get to use one of the effects per turn. It is not each effect.
Right.
Yeah, this...
Glazed over that.
Are you vaguely familiar with NR format?
Vaguely, yes.
Yes. You can, in format Master Duel, where you can only play common and rare cards, no ultras or supers. So, the question here is, of these 5 cards I have selected, which one of these 5 cards is not legal to play in N and R format?
So 4 of them are legal, but there's one that slipped in here that's not supposed to be here. Okay.
Yes.
So from all the time splashing DPE into things, I'm fairly certain that Fusion Destiny is just an R, so that's fine. And I don't think Morphing Jar... Gate Guardian sucks, but I wouldn't put it past them to give it just a higher rating because it's an older card. That's, like, kind of iconic. Like, Harp Horror seems like the obvious pick. It's so strong, but... My pick is going to be YuBell. I feel like that will be the one that's trying to slip into the format undetected.
Fusion Destiny is a rare. Gate Guardian, I think, is a common.
Okay.
Orcust Harp Horror is a rare.
Okay.
Morphing Jar is an ultra rare. I don't know why. Yubel is a rare or a common.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say, oh, Morphing Jar is limited. Of course, but Harpor is limited. So, and Fusion Destiny is semi-limited. So I have no idea why this card is an Ultra. I think it would be kind of good in the format though, right? Like a hand recycle, but...
I mean,
yeah.
if we're running a lot of decks that just like run out of a lot of resources, then yeah, having a little flip effect monster seems pretty good.
Messed up art that is on Dueling Book with Master Pendulum.
Ah, excellent. Okay. Continues his journey to uncover the secrets of dragon alchemy, believing it is the key to dispelling his curse and restoring his memory. His power continues to grow, perhaps the same power used by the Draco Fiends.
I should specify I'm not going to change flavor text.
Ah, okay, darn it. I was...
Yes, I wouldn't be so cruel.
Okay, I believe the change here is that Master Pendulum is a scale 3 and not a scale 2.
And it is an easy lock-in, yes, he is a scale 3.
Nice.
I do not ever remember pen scales on monsters. I guess it's because I've never actually played a pen deck seriously, but I don't know.
No,
they come up a lot.
They get wild.
Draco Face-Off.
I believe the issue on this one is that it is not random. Your opponent... No, wait. No. It's either you special summoned or put in your hand. It doesn't automatically put it in your Pendulum Zone. I think that's the change here.
Then I'm very sorry, because it is unchanged.
Oh, rip.
One of the most well-known with Ignister Prominence.
To my understanding, Ignister Prominence is a dragon-type monster, not a worm.
I thought you'd glossed over it, but yes. It is indeed a dragon. This was before Worms, right? Like,
I think Worms came out the set before this, with the Duelist Alliance quarter, and then this came in, and then they all started turning into Worms the next year cycle.
Magister Paladin.
So this one's kind of funny. When this card is Xyz summoned, you can add a Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, but the effect activates on summon, but it resolves during the end phase. I believe that is the issue with this card.
5 for 9, yep, that is indeed what he does. Only one of these cards is legal in N and R format.
That's incredible. You're telling me that Dark Room of Nightmare is potentially a contender alongside...
Yes.
Wow. Okay,
All of these cards, except for one, are SR or higher in Master Duel.
I want to say Chain Strike is not available because that feels like the kind of card they would SR. Gores is the same thing. It feels like it should be Dark Room of Nightmare. I remember we're flipping it around. It feels like that should be it, but it feels like just... I've got to commit to an answer here. We're gonna go with Dark Room of Nightmare. It's so obviously not it, but I'm gonna feel so stupid if that's the right one, and I decided not to pick it, so I'm locking in Dark Room of Nightmare.
Okay, so Call of the Haunted is an SR. Gores, the Emissary of Darkness, is an SR. Chain Strike is not only limited, it is a UR.
Okay, alright, okay. Reasoning was good so far.
Dark Room of Nightmare is an SR.
Ah! Come on! Why do you pick these things?
They really hate burn. They really just don't want you to play a burn deck.
Okay, so I guess that begs the question: is Cubics like a thing in NR? Is that like a deck that's running around?
Every like good cubic that isn't specifically VJam is like an SR or a UR. So you can like VJam saw like a niche play just because it can't be destroyed by battle. Okay, so I'm sure you've read White Aura Whale.
Okay, so the issue with White Aura Whale that I can find is that the one that you have provided to me is a level 9 when it should be a level 8.
Yes, it should. It is a level 8 monster, not a level 9. Which makes it kind of summonable in Goatee. Bullblader.
The boy!
There he is.
The bullest of bladers. I believe everything about this card is good except for the fact that it is a warrior and not a beast warrior.
You trick me into thinking you've fallen for my trap, and then you just come straight out, yes. He is a warrior, not a beast warrior. But look at him.
He's a Minotaur!
Terrorizer of limited formats in Hydrolander.
The boy. Alrighty.
The boy.
Hydrolander. Okay, I believe the issue with Orbital Hydrolander is that it requires you to have at least 3 monsters in your grave, and not 2, for the quick effect destruction.
In fact, it does only require 2.
No way!
I actually changed nothing about this card.
Wow! Oh, man. Okay.
Called by the Grave.
And if you do, until the end of this turn, its effects are negated. Now, I, for a different card, got this messed up a while ago, and it cost me a lot of stuff. Called by the Grave lasts until the end of the next turn that it applies that effect.
As soon as I heard you highlighting the word "this" as you were reading it, knew you were going to get that. Yes, indeed. Called by lasts 2 turns. It is that unfair. So here, back to before. All of these cards are legal for play in N and R format, except for one of them.
Feels so weird that Ryza is, like, I'm pretty sure Ryza is totally legal for that format. World Legacy is terrible. Ray's, like, not the ED monsters, so that has to be... I think it's Evil Swarm Nightmare. Now I say that out loud, and it's like, no, there's a blue tag over its name, Nova. Don't say Nightmare. And then I want to say Floodgate Trap Hole, but it's like, no, that's totally fine. You're thinking of the ultra rare in real life, you idiot. I am going to commit to it being Floodgate Trap Hole is SR or higher.
Evil Swarm Nightmare is a rare.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Ooh.
It actually saw play in Lunalight in NR format, because it's just a nice generic thing they could make. Ray is a rare. Ryza is a rare. Part of the reason why the Wanderers is so cheap in Master Duel is they just don't have any real URs or SRs, like very small number of them. The World Legacy. This card is an ultra rare.
You've gotta be kidding me! I cannot...
It's so bad. It is one of the worst cards in the entire lore. Guardian of the Golden Land.
800 attack, 2500 defense. God, the defense seems familiar. I hope that attack isn't changed, because I'll have no clue. I'm going to assume that the reason no one plays it is also because its attack is terrible, so it can't do anything. So I am going to go with Guardian of the Golden Land has been unchanged.
And there's actually one more reason that this card is unplayably bad. It is a level 8 monster.
Oh no! So Curse Eldland, continue spell. Can't declare attack except with zombies. That's something that I remembered recently, so I believe that's still good. Okay, I think that last effect does not send an Eldritch monster. I think it only sends a Golden Land spell or trap card.
Unfortunately, this is the text as written.
So you can search an Eldritch, pitch it, and then send another Eldritch to grave?
If you want, you can just dump your entire main deck of monsters into the grave. Just...
Wow!
Another one, not an Eldritch card by name, in the counter trap.
Hey, alrighty. Alright, Golden Land Forever, with the exclamation point.
Very important.
We've... Oh, I hate this, because we've already done one of those things where it's like, this card has not been edited at all. But this sounds... Because I know you have to...
sound right.
It does. You have to control an Eldritch. Oh, though. Maybe, instead, it actually says you have to control Eldritch of the Golden Lord.
It is a restriction that's wrong with this card, and it's one that you will kick yourself for, I think. This does just require an Eldritch monster, of which there is still only one. The issue is that you can only activate one Golden Land Forever per turn. You cannot... There's missing an entire line of text here. One more Eldritch card for you.
I gotta get one of these. I need to. I asked for this.
The Black Awakening.
You only special summon Eldritch monsters with this effect. I'm gonna ignore that. I've tripped up on that twice. If this is the one that gets me, that's fine. I'm gonna ignore that. And it is a Golden Land speller trap. No, wait, no, wait 1 second. Golden Land spell? Those don't exist. No, they wouldn't Necroz us like that, would they? They wouldn't do that again.
Surely.
Surely they wouldn't do that to us again. It does not set a Golden Land spell or trap. It just sets a Golden Land trap card directly from the deck.
And you say this in the same text where it says Eldritch Monster. I am sorry.
No! No! No way.
I was mean with this one. This card special summons one zombie monster from your hand or deck in defense position.
Okay.
It's fine. You got one more question to wrap us up tonight.
All right.
And that is our final NNR. Similar to before, all of these cards are SR or UR, except for one of them. One of these cards alone is legal for play in N and R format in Master Duel.
Scarlon, you are way too good at picking options for this. Okay, so thought process right now. Black Skull Dragon, obviously it is not legal to play in NR because it's a Joey Yugi card. They clearly could not have allowed that to be anywhere in the bottom tiers. It's too strong. Jinzo, powerful floodgate monster. Probably not NRR. Gachi Gachi feels like the kind of utility Xyz monster that they would keep in NR. What's the text on Scrounging Goblin again?
If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, they can hand you one card from their hand to negate this effect. Otherwise, you can add one Goblin card from your deck to your hand, except Goblin Fan.
And see, I feel double silly on this one because for like the second season of Master Duel, I was on Generator Invoked. So I should know Magical Meltdown off the top of my head.
Maybe.
But unfortunately, I don't! Funny answer. The funniest thing it could possibly be is that Magical Meltdown is like a rare.
Jinzo, I believe, is an SR.
Okay.
Black Skull Dragon, a Joey anime card, is indeed an SR.
Okay.
Gachi Gachi Gantetsu is an SR.
Oh wow, I was
Scrounging
right about that
Goblin.
for the exact wrong reason.
Scrounging Goblin. One of the worst monsters I've read in some time. A small story about Scrounging Goblin to build up tension here. There was a small campaign to add a button to Dueling Book to make this card able to resolve in a game because there wasn't a function when the card was on the field yet for your opponent to give you a card from their hand, so you couldn't resolve the effect. And that was added after a lot of protest from the community. Very important card culturally. And Konami seems to agree because it is also an SR.
Yes!
Magical Meltdown is a rare and is completely legal at 2 copies as it is semi-limited in NNR format. Of course, Alistair is an SR or UR, one of the two, so you can't even resolve Magical Meltdown to begin with. But the thought's there. The thought counts.
Yeah, you know. We're sending our vibes to Alistair, really.
Daya will be editing this and telling at the points, and we'll get a little leaderboard up with your logo up on it, and we'll get that up there.
Thank you for inviting me. This was great. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I would do like a little better, at least with the Eldritch stuff, but I guess part of the fun is figuring out really reflecting on my own knowledge.